I presume we can start our second discussion about the second film called Sea Shadow, and our partner Saleh, he wants to start sharing his own thoughts, outlines, concepts about Sea Shadow. Please start.
The images in the film that represents Islam, firstly being is the reciting of the Holy Quran, others being called for prayer, females covering up their hair, and non-closely related men are restricted to touching girls. It is not important to show Islam in an Emirati film. I felt I identify with Kaltham because she is a character that have hidden personal issues, yet there are people watching out for her. There isn't a hero specifically in this film, because the protagonist was not undergoing heroic actions. But the side characters, such as Jasim, I consider a hero for things he has done, such as protecting his sister and taking his sisters with him to live a better life. Emirati women in this film were a variety: the scolding mother, the loved deceased, the caring girl, and the seductive. I think no film can depict all types, but this film did show a broad range, especially the mother that nags the father and berates her son. The everyday life depicted in this movie, to me, seems to be more of the past, since it does not show the characters using more communication methods being the digital means. But I do not have a firm opinion on this, because I personally have not witnessed this specific lifestyle portrayed, because I live in a different environment and region. The film says about social class that they are indeed present, but not necessarily barriers, such as the protagonist, Mansoor, being of a lower class than the character, I think her name was Aisha, which they were shown together and their possibility of engaging.
Wow, it was extremely very nice outlines, concepts about the that film called Sea Shadow. I'm really appreciate that you gave us an extra explanations about that film, my partner Saleh. So yeah, I'm glad for that, and I presume we can uh, move on to our second partner who gonna give us an extra explanations also about that film. I'm sure that you're gonna enjoy listening to our second partner about outlines in the Sea Shadow film. Well, here is our second partner, extremely ready to give us extra explanations about Sea Shadow. Here is our partner Iman with us. Well, that is my pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you so much. So I will gonna start with the question. Okay. The first question is, what images in the film represent Islam? I think, in my opinion, from the movie, it's not allowed men touches ladies' hands. This happened when the shaver tried to touch the hand of the lady Kaltham while giving him a cup of water, and then her brother, when he knows about this story, he went to hit him. The second question is there anything in the film that should not be included in Emirati film? I think yes. When the lady asked Mansoor about his dream lady and marriage, I think it was a little bit there should, because he's a character that shows underage boy. I don't agree it's suitable to discuss these types of topics with this range of age. Third question is, who is the hero of this film and why? I think Mansoor he was the hero of the movie because he handled lots of responsibilities and personal issues at home in a younger age, just to help his family, and he tried his best to keep everyone happy around him. He cares a lot about people's feelings as well. The next question is, how are Emirati women showing in in this film? Is this an accurate thing, or why and why not?
Yeah.
They only do their home duties and care about their family. This is what I noticed in the movie. At that period of time, I agree this was the main task of Emirati women, but I don't think nowadays Emirati women it's like they are like this, because now they are trying to work hard to reach the best positions of the country, and they started to be independent women. The last question: what does the film says about social class? The life was so simple. Houses are old and cozy. Most relatives live beside each other. Also, people try to find a work just to get money to go on their life. I think most of the jobs at that moment depends on handmade or homemade things. The main transportation also, it was bicycle. Some people have their own car. It depends on their financial level. Also, there wasn't any bank to save money, so people save their money at home. I noticed as well, people usually walk whenever they go somewhere close to their hometown. The movie also shows how each family have their own issues and how do they try to solve them. That's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Iman. And I presume I'm gonna introduce our special guest for today. Well, let me say I will introduce my mama. Well, hey partners, I want to introduce our special guest for today, my mama. That's my pleasure to have you here. Welcome back.
Hi, I'm happy to share with you my outlines about that film called Sea Shadow.
Well, can you start please?
There was two images that represented Islam that I had in mind. The first being about Mansur's father when he read and recited the Quran, and the other one is of Sultan being very helpful toward his father also. It is important to show Islam in Emirati film, as I previously mentioned, especially if the film contained Emirati characters. In addition, I think the film should have included the scenes where Kalsam decided to jump from the top of the building, as it is quite vivid, and also I think there was a lot of fighting besides. And I identified with Mansur since he was a helpful guy and since he liked a lot of things. As he mentioned in the beginning, we was talking to his friend. He mentioned he loves his family, friends, and also his refrigerator. Mansur was quite poor and his liking these things, show in various things. Furthermore, the hero of this film is definitely Kaltam, little sister, because she saved her sister when she was about to jump from the building and convinced her not to do it. So I think my view of how the Emirati women were represented is quite balanced. I think that is quite uncommon that little girls like Kalsam develop an affection toward a boy. In this case, Mansur, even after she was afraid of boy, which is trans, but other than that, dresses in toward the girl in the film. Perform were usual, absolutely. The barber was the expert in the film, and he was treated good, as he being verbally abused and was also attacked. Sometimes expert get after treatment, and so this can be an accurate depiction. Indeed, the depictions of everyday life are more of the past than the present, since the movie mostly took place at a poor neighborhood and remind me of how the past was like. Finally, the film showed the social class wasn't a barrier, because you see Mansur, a poor boy, live normally and struggle just like anyone would.
Well,
Thank you.
okay, Mama, thank you. Bye.
Bye. That's all what we have for today for the second film discussion about Sea Shadow.